I don't believe it.
It caught the tire.
He is stuck in the caddy.
He caught the tire inside the caddy. But look how he's cleaned this truck up. I mean, this truck is beautiful. They sponsor on the side of it.
Well, Brian's Auto Body there. Brian has been sponsoring him in mud drags and things like that in the past. He put it on the side of the truck here, and look how deep that is in there.
Well, what really, I think, happened on this is he didn't have, there's a good shot of the sign shot, he didn't have enough speed to pop the truck out of the hole.
Well, Rick is going to take a look for us as they try to extricate that Ford Bronco out of there, and it's going to be quite a chore there. We're going to take a look and see how Rick ended up there. Too slow, you said, Mike.
I think that he didn't have enough speed. Watch, which would be your left tire right here when it drops in the hole.
Well, Rick Armbrust has parked it for the night. We're going to stay with you because we've got more Pro Arena trucks from right here in the Denver Coliseum. When you think it can't happen in the USA Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge, it does. And for Rick Armbrust, it happened in a big way here on this Cadillac. And Mike Gallaway, Rick told me he was a little bit concerned about that brand new paint job because it seems that every time one of these guys shines them up and puts on brand new paint, it builds bad luck.
Yeah, he got caught by the armrest in there.
He tore that out months ago.
Of course, the armrest was so deep down inside the Cadillac you couldn't do anything else.
Well,
but you got to commend the young man because he's just cleaned the truck up. The truck is so pretty right now. It's that PPG red on it. I'll tell you what, you're going to see a lot more of this. These guys are going to, and this is the best. Look at this. There's Rob Mello right there. There is every one of those guys drive pro arena truck. That's what it's all about. That's what makes it fun.
Well, this is our leaderboard, and these are the top 5. Rory Fisher, who was part of that pushing crew down there, he's got the top 21:38, the time to beat right now.
Mike was there.
Dave Harbin running in second now, the 24:47. He set the pace as the first truck out. Mike Nelson, Ed Wilson, and Lawrence Ransdell holding out this top 5 now. We're in the middle of it. And this is Steve Buss from right nearby in Wheatsville, Colorado. He says that's about 10 miles from here, so he ought to be pretty good at this track.
Calls the truck Big Ugly. I'm not going to argue.
Well, no. Mike, I don't think he was watching Rick Armbrust because he did the same thing.
You're going to have to come to the other end to get around the trunk area of this Cadillac to get by, or you're going to have to go fast enough to clear it. You're not going to be able to just lope over the top of it at a low rate of speed. He knows that right now. I mean, the look on his face is not a happy camper.
Well, now he does this for fun. This truck is actually street legal. It is a Bronco, even though it kind of looks like a Jeep underneath there. It is a Bronco. And he'll take that thing out in the mountains of Colorado and get out there with his buddies and just do a little 4-by-in. But tonight it was to be indoors, but it was not to be.
Well, he's lined up off-centered on the truck. Now watch what happened. Right here,
somebody send a memo to the pit area.
The top has came away from the dash area, creating a big hole in that in the area. The top came down way too far. Now, when it does fall down, it's just like the bottom falling out of it. I doubt it.
Well, we thought maybe the old Plymouth down there was going to take out these cars, but it was a big old Cadillac that took out Steve Buss. We'll be back for more action here in Denver. At a monster truck challenge such as we're seeing here tonight, you would think it was the mud or the jumps that are taking out the cars here. We got a big old mean Cadillac that's just causing havoc down there, Walt.
You bet. We're down here, and you can see right down into this Cadillac. The final roof has collapsed, the windshield's collapsed, whole dashboard ripped out. That's the hole they're falling in. And tell you what, they better avoid it. It is one deep hole. Back up to you guys.
Well, Mike, we got some information from Greg Hoffman, who is our next competitor here. And you know, one of the little tidbits that he gave us was that he's finished every race he started. What about tonight?
I think that you'll see Greg fly that Cadillac. He won't worry about going over the top of it. I've had the privilege of seeing this truck run a couple times out in California. And it's quick. It's got good suspension under it. He knows how to drive it.
Here he goes. He's heading for the Cadillac right now. He is up and way over. Beautiful run.
Truck landed fabulous when it did that too.
Here comes Greg. He's going around the backside of the course now. Great time so far. Intervals look good. Pretty good air there, and he's way up. Big old bumper on the front there. He's not in any trouble whatsoever. Going to try to get under 21 seconds. Coming to the finish line now. Very close. Misses it by just 3/10.
Yeah. Got stopped before he got to the Cadillac.
Very important, as we have had a truck-eating Cadillac out here tonight. but not for Greg Hoffman. Great run for him. That'll probably stand his second fast time to this point. Well, Greg Hoffman, he's going to teach us how in the world you jump a Cadillac.
Well, watch this. Doesn't even get close to it. I'm very impressed with the way this truck lands. When the front end comes down, the suspension is not too tough, not too tight. It's a great job on his part.
Hell, and he wasn't worried at all about being a mile high in the air. He's got a dual carburetor system there, and it performed flawlessly. That's Greg Hoffman. His run's over. He'll be back for the Fast 15.
All right, here comes Chris Lopez.
Well, next up, good old number 23. And this is going to be Chris Lopez from right here in North Glen, again, a suburb of Denver. And 37 years old. He's learned to run these things.
I like it.
I looked at you as I said that.
Yeah, and I noticed that, and I took it to heart.
Well, you know, it's Dodge on the back, but there's a lot of Chevy parts on this thing.
Well, the tailgate is Chevy. I went by that earlier. It says Chevrolet underneath the Dodge. Will he be able to fly the Cadillac? I think he'll probably go to the trunk area to get around the Cadillac.
Here he goes. He gets over the little hump just to start with. A little bit of a rough start. Better get some speed. Way over. Yes, B&H pickup parts, no problem.
Well, it is now. The front end, the left front tire is gone. The right front tire, he's broke the pumpkin.
That's not
the front end of it.
That's not just trick suspension.
No, that dog will not hunt because it won't make it back over the jump.
Well, you know, he had to do what he had to do. He had to fly over the Cadillac, but that set him up for disaster as Chris Lopez now has nowhere to go. I think we're going to need the little dozer again.
One thing about it, the Cadillac didn't catch him. Watch him when he gets in the air. Now, this is a four-wheel drive, and it's going to break right there in the center.
Snap.
Right in this area is where it snapped in two.
Oh, man. Let's get another shot of that. Bumper didn't quite come off. Here he comes, heading up for that ugly Cadillac.
What? Lots and lots of air, but when it lands, the pumpkin breaks. There's a short axle on the right, a long axle on the left, and it usually breaks just as it comes out of the center section on the left-hand side.
Well, I'm kind of worried about him heading home street legal. Here are the legal rules for Pro Arena Truck. Event winners determined by the best time from either of the two rounds, but they do have to make it back to the Fast 15 the second time. All vehicles have got to pass between the orange stakes marking the course, or they're going to get a 5-second penalty, and they must meet USA Motorsports safety guidelines. And Mike, they are particular about those things, but they don't weigh them down. These guys get in here with trucks that are safe and that are legal, but the rules aren't so binding that everyone can't race.
Well, there's an excellent, excellent point. As you mentioned before, there's so many of these people that drove in off the streets to participate here tonight, and they're participating on national TV. They're having a great time. Mom and Dad's seeing them at home, and usually they come back the next week with a little bit better equipment.
All right, what do you do if you're out of paint? Well, I tell you what, Dave Peplow, he gets out stickers. He tells all his fans about it, and they plaster that thing with stickers. This thing is nothing but bumper stickers.
Not sure that it's got a body.
Number 47, he is close to the outside. He's going to lose 5 seconds right there. Here comes the show, Mike.
Oh, yes.
Very, very nice. He is going to run it over and complete his run. He's going to add 5 seconds to this time, which is too bad because he had almost beat the time to beat. A 22:08 is not quite going to do it. He's going to get 5 added to that.
With the 5 added to it, though, I really feel sure he'll be fast enough to come back in the Fast 15. You can bet he won't take out a stake when he gets back in the Fast 15.
Well, here he comes again, and over the jumps, he's going to come through the first turn. Look at all that air as he takes every one of those stickers sky high, mile high perhaps.
Boy, a beautiful job. And then the truck works well. I don't care if it's got stickers or paint. It's got traction, and he is headed for the finish line. Beautiful job on his part.
Well, the favorite sticker for me is his Bob Marley Tour sticker. But that couldn't help him tonight. He's going to get back and hopefully, even with that 5 seconds, maybe make the Fast 15.
Maybe.
Well, that was David Peplow. This is Richard Stiving, and he is from right here nearby Florissant, Colorado. This truck is pretty neat. You know that when they built this thing, Mike, they built it for Baja back in '74. Now it's in Denver in '97.
Old Fords don't ever die. They just go faster.
Ow! Here he comes, and looks like he broke something. He's still going.
left front tire looks a little wild, but I believe it's okay. He took out a stake. That's still hammering on it hard, though.
Fantastic drive for the Wildfire. Here comes Richard for the last turn. He's going to cross over, and he's got some major steering problems.
Let's see if he hasn't got a tie rod hanging down.
Yeah, I don't think that is his plug-in for cold weather oil pan heat.
Wildfire was on fire tonight. Good job. I didn't think he'd do quite that well with the big old tires on it because they have a tendency to bounce real bad. Let's watch him when he comes over the jump. This is where I think we might have had some suspension problems fall out from underneath it. Lots of air.
Beautiful air. Look at that.
Lands hard on the throttle and he brake, but he takes out a stake right on that area. I believe it'll be a 5-second penalty for Wildfire.
That 5 seconds will kill you. Richard will go back and park it. Well, you see it written there. It is Taz. I don't know if it's going to be a devil of a timeout here, but old Mike Turney is going to come out here and put this Chevy Blazer to the task.
Taz. T-A-Z.
Look at him on the front there. That's where we see Taz.
Tasmanian Devil.
Absolutely. Brighton, Colorado, the home for Mike. And
got his headlights on.
I think so.
See where he's going.
You know, I think he's seen what the Broncos are doing out here, and I think he says it's time for the bow tie to come through.
Well, what he's going to be looking for is the Cadillac.
Here he comes to the Cadillac. It's that second jump. Oh, he's not even...
He's going to try to straddle it.
No, and he is either not running or he's going to do it. I don't believe it. He beat the caddy the slow way.
Split the caddy, put the dash right down the middle.
Here he comes back part of the course now. Just a few more jumps to complete. His time is going to be well over.
Big sparks on that. When he came over the last jump, huge sparks came out from the front of it. Not a good sign. Metal to metal.
He's still got electric power. He's still got his headlights on, but
well,
no speed in that.
That'll go away someday if you don't have a motor.
Well, Mike Turney, we're going to check this out and see where those sparks all came from.
Looking in the headlights. Now, watch it. Going to get right here to the Cadillac. Here's the dash area.
Now, what is he thinking right now, Mike?
He's thinking he wants the motor to run. See these sparks coming out right here? I think that's where we got in trouble over on the other side. When you see him make this jump, if you look at the bottom of it, you're going to see a lot of sparks fall right out from underneath the radiator area. So he may have busted some motor mount, put the motor a little lower into the engine.
It was that next jump that took him down, and he is still there, stationary. Is Mike Turney, and this is not the way he wants things done.
Well, one thing about it, the Case front end loader is definitely getting a workout tonight, and this is the most dreaded part of any pro arena truck, to see the Case loader coming in.
Well, Mike Turney has taken us through a wild ride here, and he went out sparking, didn't go without a fight, and we're going to be back with you with more trucks from Denver.